The Midnight Coup's back, Slayers. Today we are focusing on an explosive payload Zen moment for PvP. To run some kills through this powerful reprised hand cannon, we will dive into the other perks in the PVE God Roll. As always, if you find anything helpful, be sure to spank that like button and subscribe, ringing the bell, because Ty1slayer creates educational content all the time. The push to 1,000 YouTube subscribers. Check out the ultimate solar Warlock build to make farming easy. Starting with the roll you're seeing today, today's roll. On all your PvP rolls, Hammer Forged plus 10 range, Accurized Rounds plus 10 range, and a Range Masterwork for another plus 10 range. Midnight has a base of 40 range, so with these we'll be sitting at 70 range. On Midnight we're rocking a explosive payload and Zen moment roll, and I paired it up with duality for those close quarter engagements. Explosive payload, projectiles create an area of effect detonation on impact. Now if the changes to flinch, EP still gives a decent amount of flinch to target to keep inside of that 3-tap range. So players that find themselves in shotgun range more than not will still feel right at home. Dueling in 10 to 22 meter range will be where you'll excel, with diminishing returns 30 meters and out. Now regarding Zen moment, weapon hits will grant 1 stack of the perk for 1 second, up to the maximum of 5 stacks. Now, the benefits granted per stack as per light.gg don't have a definitive amount with the flinch resistance, but you will get a 34% reduction in visual weapon shake, as well as reticle bounce. Now hand cannons gain 2 stacks per hit. The key here is explosive payload allows us to get level 4 Zen moment in 1 crit. Now this is possible because explosive payload splits the damage, and the game basically functions as those are 2 separate shots. So maybe it'll be fixed later, who knows, but at this moment, take advantage of it. To work with what you got, because the other options in third column for PvP are either Firefly or Moving Target, with Moving Target being third best. Firefly. On precision kill, the target will explode, dealing 104 damage in PvE, 80 damage PvP of solar damage in a 4 meter radius, will also grant 50 reload speed for 6 seconds. Moving Target grants 10 aim assist while ADS, and decreases ADS movement speed penalty by 10%. Now for the PvE God Roll that we still don't have. Firefly Kinetic Tremors, or One for All. Kinetic Tremors scoring multiple hits against the target within 3 seconds of each, emits 3 damaging shockwaves from its location at the time of activation. Shockwaves will appear 0.285 seconds after scoring enough hits and have a 1 second delay between each pulse. Each shockwave can deal up to 120 damage in PvE, 20 damage PvP, and a 5 meter radius. Shockwaves deal 25% less damage if activated on minor and elite PvE combatants. Now the shockwaves inherit weapon damage buffs, the weapon's passive, kinetic damage bonus in PvE, 10% on primary, 15% on special, and its combatant damage scaling. They also count as hits with the weapon for other interactions. The perk cannot be triggered on a target again until after 2 seconds of the last shockwave. Now for activation on hand cannons, it requires 6 shots. Lastly, One for All. Damaging 3 separate enemies within 3 seconds of each grants 35% increased damage for 10 seconds. Buff duration cannot be refreshed. One for All is more sought for as it can proc off of Firefly, provided the enemies are within that 4 meter radius and you're looking to proc that 35% damage buff. This was a look at the Reprised Midnight Coup. Remember Slayers, all these perks will be retroactively enhanceable during the final shape. As a PvP hand cannon, kinda don't like it when I can run something like Igneous Hammer, or I can run the Rose in the top slot, but to each his own. Free Whisper help and Legend Onslaught on twitch.tv/Ty1slayer. Ty1slayer streams Monday through Fridays at 9 AM EST. And remember to slay and conquer.